Hey everybody, Chad, Nobody Else's Auto. Got a really cool truck to look at tonight. I did a video on this truck, oh gosh, about a year ago, I think, shortly after it came in. Hadn't really paid much attention to it, just shot a quick video and showed it to you. It's been sitting around here for a while trying to decide what to do with it. I actually did sell the radio out of it. It had a radio in it, I did sell that. And just kind of kept looking this truck over, and the more I looked at it, the more things stood out about it that really made it unique. Unique to the point where I kind of gave it a nickname. I've called this 54 F-350 the jack of all trades, because there are so many features about this truck that were modified to do its job, which back in the day, that's what people did. They modified them to do the job they needed them to do, and they worked with what they had. You know, that's, a lot of people back in the day, it's almost like they were engineers, the way they reworked and recreated their equipment to do the job that they needed to do. And this truck is a textbook example of that. And the more features I saw about this truck, the more I decided I've really got to clean this thing up, get some good pictures, some good video of it, and see if there's anybody out there that wants to do something with the jack of all trades here. So a lot of cool features about this truck, and to top it off, not only does it have a lot of cool features, the truck's in really great condition considering its age. Almost no rust in this truck. That was what was really amazing. It's such a good truck, has so many cool features. So stick with us, we're going to take you around this thing and show you a few of them. We'll just start right off here at the front, right where we're at, with one of the most obvious modifications. Big heavy duty grill guard on the front of this truck, as well as a tow bar. You see, why does this have a tow bar on the front of it? It literally is a tow bar. It's got a pin in here, a bolt, holds it right there, drops down, hook it right to something, tow it along behind you. Fold it back up, put the bolt bag in, and it stays up. Front bumper's been modified to hold all this stuff, and it's all custom built. Now, why does this have a tow bar on the front of it? Well, back in the day, you've got to remember, you know, a lot of farms were small, family-owned farms. Today, you know, a lot of it's going to big corporate farms, several thousand acres. Even your small operators, your family operators, are several thousand acres now, with big, huge equipment that, you know, can cover 30, 40 foot at a swipe and cover a ton of real estate really quickly. You got to remember, back in the day, this pickup wasn't any bigger than the tractors they were using. They couldn't pull big, huge, wide equipment. They had to work with what they had. They had smaller tractors, they had smaller equipment. It took a lot more time to go out and work the ground. So they may head to the field and need to leave the tractor there for several days. With this, you could hook your pickup to the back of your tractor, tow it to the field, and have it there to drive back and forth at night and in the morning. And then when you got done, you rehooked it back to your tractor and headed to the next field with it. So that's one of the most obvious, unique features about this truck when it first came in. But the more I looked, I found several more. So we'll keep working our way around this truck. And you know, this truck has dings and dents. The fenders are dented, cowls dented a little bit here, but there's not any rust in it. That's the most amazing part about it. You know, we looked here at the side of the truck, the running boards have just a little bit of rust in them, but very minimal. The cab looks great. We'll take a peek inside of this thing, and just really, considering this truck's a 1954, amazing condition. The rockers are good, the cab corners are good, the floors are good, the upper header above the windshield looks good. Just so many great things about this truck. And inside, it's pretty much all there. The original seat, original dash, everything except the radio that I did take out of it. But at the time, I didn't really understand what this truck was when I took that out. So the more I studied it, the more excited I got about this pickup. So to come along the side here, we see we had a spare tire mount that somebody has added to the side of this truck. We'll work our way around the back, and we'll look at the back and the bed here for a few minutes. This is where this truck really kind of shines. And I guess we can start right here. If we look at this rear fender, that wheel is very, very deeply recessed under that fender. You know, it's like it was set up to be a dually. That, you know, it's kind of an offset wheel that sinks back in there, and you could put, you know, the other one flip back around for this truck to be a dually. I never understood that when this truck come in, and I looked at that, it's like, man, that tire wheel is really recessed under there. Well, when it came in, this truck had a lot of stuff piled in the back of it. Didn't pay any attention to it, really didn't even get the junk out of it until a few weeks ago when I really started looking this truck over, and then I seen what happened. if we look inside the bed here, and if we look over at this side where we've got the best light, we can see these fender wells have been extended to the inside. So somebody set this up to where it could be a dually, is the way I see it. There again, they needed something heavier, they needed to handle more weight. They made it work. They worked with what they had and they made it work, which is what this whole truck is. You look at these steps on the back, big heavy duty steel, monstrous rear bumper. And if we start looking at the back of this, there's all kinds of unique features. Obviously the most glaring one, we've got a grain chute right here in the tailgate where they cut it, where you can lift that up and dump grain out. They built this monstrous bumper with this big heavy duty hitch. You had a hitch point here, safety chain points. You can step on the bumper, and it's got these pins right here on the ends on both sides of this big monstrous heavy duty bumper. We can look on both sides. It's got these pin mounts. It's got these big taillight panels with a big heavy duty steel with the actual lights recessed and has some reflectors on it. The tailgate latches were even modified. As they put this heavy duty back plate on here, we've still got the original chains and hooks here just like we should have. They added these big heavy tailgate hooks. Pull them right out around to drop the tailgate. Now as we look inside the bed, we can obviously see both of our inlaid fender wells to make more tire room. But as we look up towards the front, we even look right back here, we've got a big point right here. We've got a big headache rack. We've got some monstrous hooks in the floor, and we've got a big box up there. So all I can figure is, there again, when you're working in the field and you need to move something, I think they set this up as a winch truck. I think you could probably mount poles right here. I think your pulley was right here, and I think that box was for a winch, from what I can tell. You know, like I said, we're speculating at stuff that happened 60 years ago in this truck's life. But as we all know, every one of these vehicles tells a story. And this one, I think, has a really, really unique story. The time, the thought, the engineering that went into this truck, it's pretty amazing. Because back then, you did what you had to do to get your job done. And that's what I think this truck was set up for. So like I said, as I got the back cleaned out, I saw the extended fender wells, I saw this pulley point, start looking at these mounts on the rear bumpers, and it just kind of started coming together. That's kind of what it appears to me, at least. I could be completely wrong because we're speculating at something that happened 60 years ago. But that's what's so great. These trucks all have a story. They were workhorses. They did their job, and they just didn't survive because of that. The fact this truck is still in such good condition, you know, dings and dents can be expected, but it's so solid. It still has so many of these cool features that were added to it back in the day. It's really amazing. So we'll keep working our way around. We can see over here on the other side, we can see where this taillight panel is. We can see how they built these tailgate hooks onto that panel. Over here, once again, we've got the big heavy duty step. We've got a reinforcement bar on it. We can see the inlaid wheel, tire and wheel over here, just like we did on the other side, where it's recessed clear up under the fender well. We've got a grain blower on this side of the truck to help move grain. This toolbox opens up in two different areas. I believe the winch was mounted in here. It does have a big heavy duty steel mounting plate in there. You could probably put tools on this side and the winch on that side. You could open whichever side you needed to get into. That was all custom built. We peek inside the truck over here. Once again, this truck was set up to use. It's got a clip right here on the dashboard for your paperwork. And it's got a little nut and bolt or tool tray mounted right to the top of the dash. Really pretty cool. This truck even has the original Ford key in it with a church key on it. You know, a Coors church key in case you need to open your beer. So, but back in the day, this was a workhorse. That was probably a pretty important part of the day, so they kept it right on the keychain. They didn't want to lose it. But anyway, we can look this truck over from this side as well. And about the same thing. We've got a little bit of rust in the running boards. That's about it. Tiny bit in the floor right there in the corner, but it's not even through, just starting to come through. Floors look great. Even down here on the cab corners, this thing looks good. Got the original F-350 badges on both sides of the hood. And we can take a peek under here. Still got the Y block in it. And really the only major thing missing off this truck is right here, the radiator's gone out of it. But other than that, just such a great old truck. I've not done anything with the engine as far as trying to make it run or mess with it, but it has at least been under there, protected, covered up, still has the air cleaner on it, so it may still have a chance as well. Hood's had a little bit of work done up here in the front, but even this front lip on the hood looks pretty solid, which is typically gone on most of these Fords from this era. So, anyway, there you have her. The 1954 Ford F-350, jack of all trades. Really unique truck. I think would make a super cool project. You know, these trucks were so overlooked for so many years. It's a F-350, it's a 1-ton. Nobody's going to want it. It's not a half-ton short bed. So many of these trucks were not saved over the years because they were literally just parts trucks for half-tons. Fortunately, this truck has survived intact with so many of its cool features still here on the truck that, you know, you can always speculate about any vehicle story. But when you got all these pieces of the puzzle on a truck like this still intact, just the way it was used, it makes such a cool story and it makes such a great truck. I mean, if you've got, you know, even if you're in a commercial business and you want an old patina truck to use in your commercial business, look at the features that on this truck you could still use. That's what makes this stuff so great, so unique, so different. And it's unfortunate that, you know, most of them didn't survive because they were used up until they were thrown away, or they were used for parts trucks for half-tons. Especially something with a cab this nice and things like that, these trucks would have been parted out. But I'm really glad I took the time to look this truck over, check out all these cool features. I hope you guys enjoyed checking them out and really getting a good look at this truck. Like I said, I did a video on it probably a year ago, but really just didn't see these features, didn't take the time, and I'm really glad that I did spend a little time with this truck and get to know it a little better from my end so that I could bring it to you. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys enjoyed checking it out. As always, if you're on Facebook, please share the video with your friends, invite them to come like the page so they can come hang out with us. If you're on YouTube, check out all my other videos. It's all old car and truck stuff. Subscribe to my channel if you would, and hang out with us and check out what we've got going on. Lots of cool old iron around and having a lot of fun doing these. So we'll see if we can find the jack of all trades a new home, see if we can find somebody that wants to do something with her. And I think it's going to make somebody a really cool project. So as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with me for a few minutes, checking out some more cool old iron. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon on the next video.